What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Hello. Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream here with Fly the Noob. How are you guys doing? Today we have an interesting live stream. Let me just go to... There we go. There we go. All right, let me just complete this walk around here. Today we are flying the Cessna Titan. As you can see, we have a fun little trip today. Fun little trip in Colombia. Oh, come on. These click zones. There we go. Get rid of that as well. There we go. A fun little trip planned for us today in Colombia. You can tell by the title, it's going to be an interesting one. If you get the drift of what we are transporting today. We've got the passenger side windows all boarded up and stuff ready for cargo. That is great. We're going to be visiting 2 airports on the way to today's final destination. We'll be making the final stop. So let's have a look at that. Where are we going today? Okay, we are currently in Barbosa, I believe. Where are we? Barbosa Airport. SKET is where we are at the moment. So I'm just gonna write that in here. Oh, that's not actually available. Let's put our destination for the day is going to be, oh come on, SKPR, which is Puerto Berrio. Okay, Puerto Berrio. So we're taking off from Barbosa Airport. We're landing in Puerto Berrio. On the way, we're going to make a pit stop at Puerto Parra Airport. Alrighty, SK63. So that is the plan for today. We're not going to fiddle with the avionics today, so let me just have this done already in advance. Anyway, this is our aircraft. As you all can see, the Cessna 404 Titan. Let us go ahead and jump into the cockpit. Get ourselves started up from cold and dark. Here we are. Cold and dark. Okay. Let's see if I remember how to get this thing started up off of the ground. Batteries on, nav lights on, anti-collision lights and stuff like that on. Fuel selectors to right main here. And fuel here to left main as well. That is great. What else? What else do we need to do? We need to push up our fuel condition all the way. Mixture rich right there. We need, what else do we need now? I think we're pretty much ready for getting this started up, aren't we? Yeah, pretty much ready. Okie dokie. Magnetos, fuel pumps, primer. Oh, come on. Let's start with the left engine today. There we go. We've got left RPM, manifold, right, okay. Fuel flow is low, that's okay. Can crack open the throttle slightly here. Just to warm up the engines, there we go, that is good. Let's do the same with the other engine, shall we? There we go. Okay. All right. Let's run that up a little bit as well. Alternators on. We need our landing lights on here. We need pitot heat on, avionics on. There we go, avionics coming to life here. What else do we need to do? We can press, we need to push our flaps down for takeoff. Avionics is still coming to life here, that's okay. Okay, still waiting. All right, primer to the neutral position. Fuel pumps can remain on. Prop sync can go on. Why not? Air conditioning, etc., etc. I don't really. Do we need that? I think we do need air conditioning. Oxygen on. You know what? Let's just turn that off. Okay. Okay, let's just go to that. We'll wait for the GPS position. Wait for the GPS position. Okay, acquiring it, as you can see from the bottom screen. GPS position is being acquired. That is fine. Do we have anything else left to do here? No, we don't. We're not using taxi lights today. Very short taxi today. We don't need that. Stall heat's off. Everything else is off. And we are pretty much ready to go. Okay. This is the light this side. Yep, we don't need any of that. Looking good. Excellent. Still acquiring the position. That's okay. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We have GPS. Okay, we're gonna make a little pit stop today at Puerto what? I keep forgetting the name. Yes, it is called Puerto Parra. Yes. That's where we're making a pit stop on our way towards Puerto Barrio, I believe. We'll find out along the way, I suppose. But we're taking off today from Barbosa Airport. Okay, the cargo variant. If you look behind us, we got some good stuff in the cargo hold, or rather the crates for the good stuff. Gonna pick some up on the way, deliver it. Just an idea that a comment gave me on my last short. So thank you to that viewer who posted that comment, because it gave me the idea for today's live stream. So we're going to be hugging the terrain on our way, and it's going to be really fun. So without further delay, let's get ourselves up into the air here. All right. Okay. Let's have a quick look from outside here at the airstrip, Barbosa Airport. Nothing going on here. Just we're pretty much in the middle of the jungle, right? And we're gonna be going into even deeper jungle, I believe. So it's gonna be fun. Okay, without further delay, we're not gonna use the pushback or anything. Let's just release our parking brake. Wait, hold on. Okay, parking brake released. And let us begin by turning ourselves to the right. There we go. Brilliant. We're just gonna turn ourselves on the right here. Try to miss the guy on the pushback trolley. There we go. It's not too shabby. Perfect. Let's get back inside the cockpit here. Make this turn. Get ourselves lined up with the runway. Hopefully the wind is in our favor. Even if it isn't, I'm not going to worry too much. We don't need too much runway today to take off. So let's find out. Let us find out. Flaps down. And we are pretty much ready for takeoff here. Brilliant. Perfect. There we go. Just gonna put the parking brake there, make sure we are all set. And we appear to be all set. That is excellent. Gonna reset the throttles here. Brilliant. Okay, without further delay, let's take off, shall we? Parking brakes off. Throttles advance to the max position. Let's get up off the ground. Okay, we got some difficulty gaining some airspeed here. 80 knots. 90 knots. Okay, up we go. Gear up. There we are. Flaps up. Let's decrease the range on this so we have a better view of where we're going. We're gonna fly hugging the terrain, obviously, just to have a look at where we took off from. There it is. The airstrip has quickly disappeared into the thicket, but anyway, that's fun. Let's fly this hugging the ground, shall we? Right before we do, we need to bring down the RPM slightly. There we go. Okay. Okay, we actually need to watch out for those manifold pressures and RPMs as well. So we gotta bring down the RPM further. Okay, that's kind of better. But our manifold pressures are still too high. Okay, that's better. Hopefully that is better. Alright. Let's now stick as close to the ground as possible on our way towards our first little stop. We didn't really trim out the aircraft very well. But yeah, apart from that, we seem to be doing all right. Ooh, that's close. This aircraft isn't maneuverable beyond a certain bank angle, so that's something I have to watch out for. Gotta be careful here with the speed. Too many things to balance. Right at the edge of manifold pressure being in the green. RPM is okay. Alright. That seems fun. That's a limit of maneuverability when it comes to bank angle. Okay, make that turn there. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Crash. There we go. That is rough. That is rough. I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to keep the problem is the altitude is very high. As you can see, we're flying through the mountains. The altitude is very, very high. And that is a problem for us. We're gonna have to make sure we go through the valleys or else we're gonna crash. So let me try and see what I can do to keep ourselves a little low here. We'll go around the mountains as much as possible, otherwise we're gonna crash. So we already had our first crash right there. There we go. Yeah, think 6,500, 7,000 feet is as high as we can go. But anyway. All right. Let's try not to crash now. Let's see. Let us see. Okay, so these are the areas where we lose a bit of airspeed because we got mountains to clear. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go to the right here because it's lower. This aircraft does not have very good climb performance, so it is an old aircraft, isn't it? It's beaten up. You can tell by the interior. It is an old beaten up aircraft. I don't know how realistically it's portrayed in the sim though. We're having a serious lack of speed. Well, not too bad, but oof. Okay. This is enough to make some people throw up. Luckily, we're on a cargo run today. Going way too much off to the right. We need to find a way to skirt around here. There we go. Get a bit of speed whilst trying to keep the RPM in the green as much as possible. And the manifold pressure, we're failing with the manifold pressure though. Trying my best, but not too good. Not too good at all. Okay. Let's make that turn right there. Is it worth it? I think so. I think we have a break. Yes, we have a break here. So I believe we'll be able to escape a little bit of high ground here. There we go. Brilliant. We can pitch ourselves down here. Excellent. Excellent. As a matter of fact, we're gaining speed now a little too quickly, but that's okay. Because we are flying trimmed up. There we go. Perfect. Oh no, we need to bleed a bit of speed off. Let's bring that throttle down now that we're losing a bit of altitude. Oh no, there's mountains up ahead that I don't think we can skirt around. So we're gonna have a little bit of trouble. Let's reduce that throttle. Okay, hopefully we bleed a bit of speed because we're going a little too fast for comfort. And we want to stick to the ground as well, so okay. There we go. It's much better. Okay. We do need the speed when we are going into the mountains anyway, so RPM fairly high. Okay, let's see how well we can navigate these hills. Speed is dropping a little bit. Gotta pump up that. Open up the throttle a little bit there. Which way do we go? That's a good question. Okay, I'm gonna go left. Nice. Beautiful vegetation beneath us. Oh, we have a little bit of a deficiency of speed, but we've got plenty of manifold pressure available to us. I should probably reduce the RPM a little bit at least, but we seem to be doing okay. So I'm not gonna do that. We'll just stick to the ground here. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Okay. Little too much of a... Oh, no. Mountains ahead. I think we're going to have to turn right. Because I cannot climb that straight out. Or I can go left. We have a choice here. Let's go left. Let us go left while opening up the throttle there. There we go. And we'll make a steep turn here to the right, like so. There we go. And once we cross one more right turn, and we should be back on track. We should be back on track. Open up those throttles temporarily. Get ourselves in here. And we should be okay. Yep. We should be able to... We don't need to turn right here, do we? I don't think so. Let me just reduce that manifold pressure down. Ooh. Let's gain some speed here. Let's see. Can't I gain any speed? Oh, that's funny. Because we got a climb coming up and I don't know if I can make it. Oof, maybe we should have turned right. Oh my goodness. Why are we losing speed so rapidly? I don't understand. Oh no, why do we lose speed like this? We've just lost our speed completely. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. We're gonna crash. Yep, we're gonna crash. Oh, come on, that sucks. Oh, well, that is my fault. This is the thing. It looks deceivingly easy, but it isn't. Again, we're about to lose our speed again. Oh, we literally bumped the bottom. This is more than this aircraft can do. This is too much. It's just too much for the aircraft. Yeah, it's just too much for the aircraft. It's too high. Okay, I don't understand. It's such... I don't think reducing RPM is a good idea. I think we're just gonna have to keep RPM extremely high to make it through here. So that kind of sucks. Let's lose some speed. We're almost going the other way now. This is not easy. This is not easy. Managing the speed in this altitude with this aircraft is not easy. It's too difficult. It is too difficult. At times we can't bleed speed enough. At times we can't get enough speed. It doesn't make any sense. The climb performance of the aircraft is atrocious. That's a problem. The climb performance of this aircraft is atrocious. That is the problem we have. It needs a lot of airspeed before it can climb. Just not enough power. Okay, I don't think we're gonna make this one. Let me just turn left here. Hopefully, okay, that is good. Okay, let's open up the throttle now. Open it up a little bit more. Okay, seems like we've got stable output now. I don't know how we'll be able to do this. We crashed twice already. That is crazy. I always thought the Cessna could do this, but it can't. I shall be reattempting it in a video. Yeah, I'll reattempt this in a video. Okay, we're almost there at our first stop. Okay, and the performance is now somewhat stable. Everything is looking okay. Terrain, this is as much as it can handle in terms of terrain. Yeah, it can't do quick maneuvers and quick climbs. Anything north of 5,000 feet, you are pretty much toast. So yeah. However, we seem to be doing okay at the moment. Hugging the terrain pretty much. Let's see what the airstrip we're going to land at looks like. Hopefully it's an easy in. Not too sure. Let's find out. Nearly there now. SK63. Tiny little airstrip with nothing in it, just grass. As far as I'm concerned, that's all there is. We've just enough airspeed to maneuver like this. Let's open up the throttles just a little bit more. It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Beautiful. Oops. Oh, we nearly crashed there. That would have been my fault if we did crash, but lucky for us. Oh gosh. We managed to save that one. That's alrighty. Decisions. Let's go this way. Whoa, let's go to the left. Try to keep up that speed because we need it. We seem to be bleeding it off slightly because the altitude is increasing. That's not good. That is not good. Ooh. Okay. We can't turn to the left. All we can do is pretty much maintain this. Oh no. Oh no, how are we gonna cross that? Hopefully we'll have enough power to make that. Let's find out. Okay. Alright, that is good. We need a left turn. You know what? We can take this hopefully. Not too sure if the aircraft can even make a climb of this degree without losing too much speed. Yes, we can. Okay, too soon. Okay, done. Excellent. Excellent. Here we are. Now the only thing we really need to do is find that airstrip and put ourselves down here. Perfect. Brilliant. Now let's go find that airstrip. It should be somewhere here. Very nearby. Luckily we got speed now. That's good. 180 is where I want to be. Where is that airstrip? We need to turn left here. Luckily there's a little bit of an opening. We should take advantage of that. Yes, there we go. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. Oh, there's a tree right ahead of us. Dodge that. Where is it now? Where is it? Where is our first stop for the day? Approaching it pretty rapidly. Go through the side here so we don't have to climb. And get ourselves back in line. There's a giant tree in our way. Okay, where are we? Where are we? I do not know where the airstrip is. And it's a grass airstrip, so it's going to be very difficult to spot it. Not the kind of airstrip that's easy to spot. Okay, I think we clipped that little palm tree or whatever that was. Where is the airstrip? Where is the airstrip? It's not this. That it ain't. Okay, we should begin ascending slowly like so. So that we can prepare ourselves for landing here if we can find the airstrip. If we can find the airstrip, which we are at the moment struggling to find. Where is it? Where are ya? Where are ya? Let's turn a little bit in. There we go. Get ourselves a little more lined up with it. Flying dead for it, wherever it might be. I'm not sure where it is. Let's find that airstrip. Left to 261. Well, that's if we are following that. Okay, where is this thing? Is that the airstrip? Oh, hold on. That's it. There we go. This is it right here. That is the airstrip we were supposed to be landing at. Okay. Alrighty. Perfect, we found it. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go up here. And we're gonna turn around. And we're gonna put ourselves in. Brilliant. There it is. Clear as day. Now, we don't want to get too high and get spotted. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn our aircraft around and we are going to land this thing. All right, let's do that right away. Gear down, flaps down, give ourselves some power here. There we go. Risky doing this with this aircraft because it stalls in a heartbeat. There we go. RPM to max. There it is. Brilliant. Let's see if we can make this landing. So sky dolly running here for a nice little replay. Action, of course. There we go. We are losing speed quite steadily. Open up the throttles a little bit because we need that. We need to hold 100 knots at least. Just open up the throttle slightly. Come on. Come on. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now we can land ourselves in here. Not a problem. And throttle closed. There we go. Perfection. Perfection. We have made it to our first destination of the day. We'll go ahead and have a look at that landing replay. Have a look at that landing replay in a second. We just turned that aircraft around. We landed well short of where the actual strip is, but that's okay. Look at those beautiful flowers. Look at that. That is lovely. Anyway, let's make that turn right here. We need all the space today to take off. So we're gonna leave it right here for takeoff. As a matter of fact, for the sake of taking off, let's go ahead and turn ourselves around. I feel like that is too short for takeoff. So let's line ourselves a little bit further behind. Yeah, let's line ourselves a little bit further behind here. So we can make sure that we can actually take off. Alright, let's line ourselves up right here. Yeah, let's line ourselves up here so we have even more room to make sure we make it out of this airstrip. There we go. That's better. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at the landing replay. What does it look like? We'll first have a look from this view right here. Isn't that a lovely view? That's beautiful. Beautiful. Let's rewind this thing. Let us rewind. And we'll have a look from around here. There we go. Landing replay number 1. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look at another view here. Which one shall we look at? Let's have a look at, you know what, that's a good view. That is a good view to have a look at. So let's have a look at it. There we go. Landing replay number 2. Alrighty, that is good. Now let's have a look at one more landing replay. Let's have a look at one more landing replay here. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, let's now go ahead and perform the next leg of our flight. Finish it off by making our delivery that we need to. Alright. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's hop into the cockpit here. There we go, we're in the cockpit. There we go. Let's put our flaps up for takeoff here. Do we have everything else ready? Pretty much. Fuel mixture is supposed to be rich for us. Is that why we've been crashing? Perhaps that's why, I don't know. Okie dokie. Let's perform the final leg of our journey, where we land into SKPR Puerto Berrio. We can drop off what we need to. Okay, I hope... You know what? I'm gonna put my flaps out to max here. Oh, wait. We have a problem. The rudder is stuck. The rudder is stuck. Oh, God. Okay. The rudder is stuck. The rudder was stuck. You know what? Let's go back and make that landing. Since we crashed, let's go back and make that landing. This is the problem with the controller. Sometimes the rudder gets stuck. Okay, let's go back and land at that airstrip. See if we can make that landing. See if we can make that landing once again and we'll take off. Alright? Because I feel like starting from here is cheating. So let's go ahead and make that landing one time. And we're going to get ourselves up and out. There it is. There's that airstrip. Perfect. Let's make this landing one more time. Hopefully the rudder doesn't get stuck this time. Okay, let's make that landing. We're coming in a little too slow. Open up the throttle. Give ourselves a little bit more of power. There we go, that's much better. Let's make that landing once more and we'll turn around and take off. You know what? We'll make it a touch and go. Why not? No. Let's turn around. We'll turn around. Ooh, that is tight. Woo. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Come on. Come on. Why does my rudder keep getting stuck? What's going on here? What is this? Why is the aircraft pulling so violently to the left? I don't understand. Oh, the rudder keeps getting stuck. I can't deal with this right now. Okay, let's see what is going on here. What? Don't understand. See, the nose wheel is stuck. Oh, for the love of God. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now I've managed to unstick it. That is what happened last time. It wasn't the rudder, the nose wheel was stuck. Great. Okay, let's perform that takeoff one more time. There we go. We'll perform the takeoff with flaps full because the runway field, the airfield is so short. So we're gonna perform this takeoff with full flaps. All right. There we go. Open up the throttle right there. Okay, this time we got control. Brilliant. Let's try and get up off the ground here. Airspeed is creeping up slowly. I don't know. 80 knots. Come on, I need 80 knots. 80 knots. Okay, I got 80 knots. Gear up quickly as possible. Flaps up. Okay. Flaps up. Okay, there we go. There we go. Going to reduce the manifold pressure. There we go. What? Okay. That's much better. That is much better. Alrighty. Now let's see whether we are able to hug the ground on our final leg. It's a shorter leg towards Puerto Berrio. Ah, let me double check that name. Yes, Puerto Berrio. Okay, we seem to have control and speed on our side. Flaps up, gear up, looking good. Perfect. Perfect, that is much better. Okay, shimmy between those trees. Not exactly the wisest of moves, but that's okay. Look at that. Look at that. Look at us skimming over Colombian wilderness here. Perfection. Perfection. Beautiful. Let's hug it a little more tightly now because we have speed on our side, we have altitude on our side. We should be okay now on the second leg. So let's try and do a little bit more tighter terrain hugging here. A little bit of leeway to move around. Go a little bit more off to our right here because it's a bit flatter. Avoid the canopy on our left. Very nice. Whoop, whoop. Okay. There we go. Very nice. A tall tree. Okay, now we can turn to our left. Beautiful. Very nice. I hope you guys are having fun, whoever is watching this, although I don't think anybody's watching this at the moment, but hope you guys enjoy it. Whoop! Look at that. Let's miss that tree slightly. There we go. That was fun. Anyway, if you guys do enjoy it, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. Thank you. Shall make a video of this as well, of a second run. Now that I have a little bit more of experience, I'll make a second video of this in a sort of long format. So for those who enjoy that, you can watch that instead of the live stream. Very nice. Fairly flat ground here, easy to hug. I think we clipped that tree. Whoop. Damn. I wonder how many people are throwing up right now. Ooh. Oh no, that was unnecessary. That was entirely my fault right there. Reducing manifold pressure, cracking down on the throttle, going straight down. Okay, we can actually increase the increase the RPM slightly. Yep, there we go. That's much better. Let's dip that nose straight down. That was entirely my fault. Completely unnecessary crash. Completely. Yeah, you live and you learn. Okay, autopilot disengaged. We force it off rather than use the button. Oh, that's all right. Perfect. We didn't need to do that. There we go. Despite the fact that it's not that powerful, I really like this aircraft. It's fun. It has a very nice feel in the cockpit, a retro feel, you know. I just need to stop pushing it so hard. It clearly can't maneuver as aggressively as I'm commanding it, but you know, it's doing a decent job. It really is. Turn slightly off to the right now. There we go. As soon as we see the river, we know we are somewhere near the vicinity of our final destination, which is also a grass strip. as expected. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that unnecessarily. I need to remind myself that this is not a jet. It can't perform those extreme maneuvers. Eat again. Beautiful. Beautiful. Almost there. Flying dead ahead. Look at how wonderful that looks. That is so beautiful. The vegetation is incredible. Looks so great. And then the crappy textures have to ruin it. Look at that. Look at that. But anyway, at least we're doing all right. We can see the river in the distance, I believe. We're nearly there. Let's overspeed this thing a little bit. Get ourselves to 200 knots. Oh, 190. Come on, we can hit 200. 190 still. Oh, that sucks. Does that get us to 180? Okay. Flying around. Just flying around. Pretty sure you can't be this violent, otherwise our precious cargo might get a little jilted. But anyway, I believe we are now quite close to the final destination. What is this white area? What is this patch of light area that we are seeing? Is that sand? What are we seeing here? Oh, there's a little clearance. Little gap. What is this? Where are we? Bunch of cars and vehicles in the middle of all that. That's interesting. Give them a little scare. Wee. Okay. Oh, power cables. Hopefully we jumped over that. All right. It's quite an interesting flight, a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun. Can we pass through that clearing? Whoop, whoop, okay. Doesn't have, once again, I need to remind myself that we don't have the maneuverability for such stuff. A point I seem to keep forgetting. There we go, we've reached the river. Water ahead of us. Water ahead of us. We gotta cross the river actually. It's interesting. Interesting. Radar altitude. Needle jumping up and down. as expected. There we go, up on the river now. That's some muddy looking water right there. It's very muddy looking, isn't it? Yes, that is a muddy looking water. Very, very nice. Very silty, sedimenty looking water. Now, the airstrip should be somewhere here. Arrival at waypoint. Ah, this is the airport that we're landing into. It's not a grass strip, is it? No, sir. It is not. It is not a grass strip. Okay. Let's make our landing here. Let us make our landing here. Alrighty. We get Sky Dolly going for us. And ready to land, pretty much. Okay, let's bleed that speed off, drop that gear, drop those flaps, and let us turn ourselves in. Open up that throttle. Oh God. This is why I don't use the controller. But I keep saying that and I keep using it. I keep telling you guys that I'm gonna stop using the controller, but I keep using it. Airstrip off to our left right there. Perfecto. Perfecto. Let's make that landing. 110 knots and dropping. We need to give it a little bit of throttle here. Give it a little bit more of power. Increase the RPM. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. Nice and easy. We have our speed brakes. Oh, come on, don't float. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. There we go. We missed the center line, but apart from that, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Here we are. There we go. Let us turn off right here. Let's put that flap up. Hopefully they show up. You know what? We'll leave it down for the landing replay. Gonna park ourselves in front of the fuel box here. And let's have a look at our landing replay. Hopefully it is not too bad. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay. Park it right there. Perfect. Perfect. Before we go any further, let's have a look at our landing replay. What view shall we use for the first landing replay? You know what? We'll use this one. We shall use this one. Okay. Let's do it. Let us do it. We landed off to the side, but let's see. First landing replay. Not the worst. Not the worst at all. You know what? Let's have a look at this view right here. Let's have a look at these replay right here. Right? Let's go. Last landing replay. Alrighty. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come in to our destination for the day, Puerto Berrio. Let us now go ahead and get this aircraft shut down. Back to cold and dark. Let's fast forward that. Beautiful. Okie dokie. To get that done, we can just do that. There we go. Propellers can be feathered. Fuel off. Don't know if the propellers will actually feather on this one. I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think the propellers actually feather on this one, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, or we're supposed to feather them before we turn the engine off. In either case, let's turn off all the lights and the bells and the whistles. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Prop sync needs to be off. And yeah, there we go. Oh, our flaps are supposed to be up. But anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have pretty much... Oh, our flaps are stuck. Well, just wait for that to travel up a little bit more. There we go. Flaps are completely up. There we go. Excellent. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed our live stream for the day. Hope you enjoyed today's little bush hopping trip, if you want to call it that, with some cargo. Very, very nice. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. I shall make a video of this exact same flight, except flying in the same region, and a little bit more polished up in a video format. Maybe that's more enjoyable. If you enjoy that, you can keep an eye out for that one, but I will make sure I get to that. With that, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one. Thank you.